everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Kimberly here at Kimberly TV. I do a variety of lifestyle videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'd love to have you join the family here and hit that notification bell so you don't miss when I upload a video. Today I'll be discussing 5 simple budgeting tips that will help you save money. So if you'd like to find out what they are, please keep watching. Okay, so I wrote them down just because I didn't want to forget anything and my mind goes like a million miles a minute. So I tend to be all over the place and I wanted to keep this semi-structured for you. So first and foremost, what you should do when you're trying to get a hold of your finances is to track your spending. I recommend for a month, and most financial people tend to recommend that as well. But even if you do it for a week, you'll realize in that time frame that you're swiping your card, you're being careless with your money and making very unintentional purchases that you don't even really think about. The thing with debit cards is you don't feel it as much, debit and credit cards is you don't feel it as much when you swipe. So when you're at Target, you're like, oh, this is just $1, this is just $3, but everything adds up. So once you track your spending and see how many purchases that aren't necessary that you're making, or how many times you go to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, you'll realize those places that you can cut a little bit just so you could save some money, and you'll be surprised how much money you'll actually save. The second thing I recommend is doing cash envelopes. And to do cash envelopes, you kind of have to create a budget, and I know that can be very daunting. What I would recommend is, even if you don't create a full structured budget, at least to begin with, just give yourself a set amount to spend each week or each month or however you want to break it up, and put that in a little envelope, and that'll be your money to spend. I don't like to use the word allowance just because it kind of sounds kind of paternalistic and something we're not allowed to do. We are making the choice to be smart with our money, to make intentional purchases. So what I do is I call it fun money. I set a certain amount aside bi-weekly and I put it in a little cute envelope. And that is the money I can go to Starbucks with. That's the money I can get my nails done with. And I could do whatever I want with that money. But you know what? Once that envelope runs out, that is it for me until I replenish it the next time I get paid or the next time I do my budget. I personally have a budget and I'll be making more videos on that. But that is just one way to limit your spending. Obviously you have to eat. Obviously you need gas to get around. So I'm not saying cut all pet expenses. I'm just saying, when you track your spending and you see where you're swiping your card and where you're swiping your card multiple times a day or multiple times a week, and where you can kind of trim the fat, I guess, a little bit, you could say, that's what you put in your little fun money envelope. And that way you're limiting yourself, but you're not depriving yourself. And that's a big thing with people when they're trying to budget, is they go from 100 to 0 and then they fail. They're setting themselves up to fail. And that's not what we want here. We still want to feel like we can do things, but in moderation. I personally use my cash envelopes for my variable spending. Utilities come automatically out, mortgage comes automatically out, things like that. Even my sinking funds all get electronically deposited or deducted from my account. But variable spending, groceries, gas, beauty, my fun money, anything else that kind of changes throughout the month and that I tend to overspend in, I have an envelope for. But that is how I do it. Obviously, you can create your own and watch other videos out there on how other people do it. Budgeting is a very personal thing, so it's not a one-size-fits-all, but see what works for you. But honestly, if you want to get out of debt, you want to be financially stable, you have to have some form of a budget. Number 3 is meal plan. I know it's very cliche, everyone meal plans, but it's so vital when you're trying to save money. When me and my husband, he was my boyfriend at the time, first moved out, it was just the two of us living in a nice cute little apartment, I was spending almost $200 a week on groceries for us, for 2 people. That is not necessary. That was $800 a month for us in groceries, and it was just a little excessive. So I took a step back and I realized I was buying way too much because I'm used to watching my mom grocery shop for a family of 5. It was just 2 of us, and we worked, went to school, so we weren't home all the time. So what I realized is I was wasting so much produce. I had a stockpile in my freezer and in my pantry that could have fed a family of 6 comfortably, probably for 2 months. I just was over shopping. So my biggest tip is to meal plan. What I personally do and what I recommend is to shop your stash first. If you watched any of my previous videos, you know that I tend to buy in bulk, especially when things are on sale. So I'll look in my freezer. I have chicken breast, I have turkey, I have some beef. What can I make with those ingredients? I look at my produce, what's left in the week, and then I go in my pantry. I have some cream of mushroom, I have some noodles, I have whatever it may be. What can I make with these ingredients? And then once I have a loose meal plan, I can then shop the circular. Ooh, steak's on sale. Oh, broccoli's 99 cents. Whatever it may be, then I can pick up the things that are on sale. After I shopped my stash, after I shop the circulars and coupons, then I can fill in with my Pinterest recipes, my cookbook recipes. But that way you're not going to the store with no idea what you're making like I was. I'm buying all these things that looks good, that sounds delicious. And then I get home and I don't even know what I want to do with it all. And that's how I was overspending, wasting so much money. I was not being intentional with my spending. So meal planning is super important. And I know it takes a few extra minutes, but it will save you a lot. If you think about how much money you're wasting and how many minutes and hours of hard work that is, I think you'll kind of look at it a different way. Next kind of goes along with my last point is coupons. Now, I'm not a huge couponer. I don't go through the Sunday paper and clip out hundreds of coupons and only buy coupons and purchase what's on sale. I don't buy things just because they're on sale. Now that it's closer to Thanksgiving, they have a ton of sales and coupons. But I'm not gonna buy 20 cans of the canned cranberry sauce because I don't eat that. It would just sit in my pantry and go to waste. You have to be smart and realize just because there's a mega coupon for something doesn't mean you have to buy it. But what I do is when I'm going through my flyer, sometimes they have like the super coupons on the front page. I just clip those out if it applies to me. I'll do a whole nother video on how I utilize apps and websites to save me money and essentially digitally coupon. But it saved me so much money and it's nearly effortless. So if you'd like to see that video, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And last but not least, utilize your local library. I know when I was a kid, my dad would take us to the library and we would rent movies. And I kind of forgot about it. Now that I'm a little older, trying to be thrifty, I'm utilizing my local library so much more. You can rent videos, audiobooks, CDs, and even books all for free. I used to be big on Redbox, but honestly, how much was it? Like $1, $2 or whatever. But then you'd get hit with the late fees and it ended up being $5, where I can go to my library and rent it for free and won't have to return it the next day. And also a lot of libraries, I know at least mine does, has tons and tons of free activities for adults and children. I know my sister-in-law utilizes the library a lot for activities for her children and they're all for free. And I've done some of the adult activities. I've made fall centerpieces. I did have to pay for the supplies, but I think it was like $10. And I made beautiful fall centerpieces. I'm going to make holiday chocolate truffles at my library. Just last night I was at a KonMari workshop for free. So look at your local library and see what they have to offer because there's so much there that is given for free that a lot of people don't even think to go to their library for. So that is it for my 5 money saving tips. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you can see more budget friendly videos and all my other videos. Until next time guys, bye.